What is today? My favorite day. Story time Sunday. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Storytime Sunday, where we try to do something a little different than the traditional Jimothy episode. I'm Jimothy, and this is Phillip Timothy. It's a segment where we get to know the characters a little better, as well as invite special guests. More of that on the future. Well, I told a story last week, so what you think? You ready to tell a story this week, Phillip? Yeah, sure. Dope. What you gonna talk about this week? Personally, I want to know why you were gone for so long. There was a huge gap in your content. We really missed you on YouTube. Also, I don't exist if you don't animate me, so I was pretty salty, not gonna lie. It's actually a great idea. Alright, so I'm gonna break it up into parts so that I can paint y'all a picture of why I wasn't uploading the way I wanted to. And just a disclaimer, I don't want any of this to come off as an excuse, just stating my reality at the time and why I decided to make the decisions I did. First point. A nigga was broke! I had to get my motherfucking coins up like I was on a 90s video game, Word to Super Mario. Why was I broke, you ask? Why even gonna sugarcoat it? This shit was literally all my fault. I have a whole ass college degree, which isn't a guaranteed job, but hell, it's a really damn good foot in the door. I wasn't working, bruh. Not even looking for jobs. I had a nice little savings, but hey, that's not an endless well from which I can keep taking from. Eventually, it was gonna dry up. I was getting so broke, I started eating my Cheerios with a fork so a nigga could save milk. You damn right I poured that shit back in. Yo, I was out here getting skinny. My homies kept asking me if I was on that flat tummy tea diet from Instagram, and I had to lie to them and say I was. In reality, I was on that no money tea diet. I look good though. I used to call my bank account every now and then just to see if they still cared about me. You know, because usually when your coins start getting low, they'll hit you with the, your account balance fell below $100. And then, your account balance fell below $25. And then they'll start hitting you with the overdraft protection ads, and then one thing leads to another due to your bad decisions. They start hitting you with the dreaded, your account has been overdrafted. Pay this amount to prevent further charges. And normally that just keeps going on till you pay them boys. Well, I was so broke, Bank of America said, fuck that. And they broke up with me. Cut me clean. Not even a, hey, you up text. I was really trying to get some serious closure out here. But they cut me off like I was some kind of side chick trying to become something more. I'm a part of the faithful black male community, so I don't know nothing about that. I was texting other banks asking around about Bank of America like, hey, so how's she doing? She seen anybody yet? They would text back, just move on, man. There's more banks out there in the sea. You're a catch. Man, I ain't been right since. I got low self-esteem and trust issues now. Next bank that come at me gonna have to hit me with the, I ain't like your other banks. Your last bank was a goofy, Phillip. I would treat you like the king you are. That being said, I had to get my coins up. So that leads to my next topic. What do I do for a living? Well, I'm a firefighter. There's two types of firefighters. Structural firefighters, which are the ones that most people are aware of. They are the ones that go into burning buildings and tend to medical incidents primarily. I, on the other hand, am a wildland firefighter. We go into burning forests and we put them out. A key difference between the two that would affect me in particular is that structural firefighters can work a number of different ways, ranging from being on call to working 24 hours on and 48 hours off due to the nature of structural fires happening quite randomly and infrequently depending on where you live. While the medical side is a lot more busy, but also quite random, and neither requires a structural firefighter to be on the scene for weeks to months at a time. Being a structural firefighter, that would certainly allot me more time to be more productive in my creativity, but I myself am a wildland firefighter. Wildland firefighters particularly work for 2 to 3 weeks at a time with 2 days off in between dispatch calls for 14 to 16 hours a day in non-stop fire. It is incredibly taxing on the body, and the other 8 hours of rest include your eating, sleeping, and hygiene hours. When I tell you having extra time to create is next to impossible, that's probably an understatement. Getting as much rest as possible in those short 8 hours is crucial as you are working in a fast-paced, high-stress, and high-risk job. Not getting enough sleep could cost you and your fellow firefighters serious injury or death. So with that being said, for about 5 months, I lived, breathed, and ate firefighting, with only a handful of days to be creative over that course of time. I've done this every summer for the past 6 years. I'd be lying if I said I only did it for the money, but to be truthful, it feels great to be known as a hero in some people's eyes, and to know I'm doing something positive for my country by fighting fire in many of the forests as well as urban interfaces across the United States of America. But let's keep it A1 since day one. A nigga got his coins up! No vending machine! And now I can kind of afford to create Jimothy episodes and music freely. So that's great. Now you could also argue that there was a bigger gap than 5 months in terms of my break from YouTube. Well, that brings me to my next topic, my living situation. Right now, I am homeless. But not the bad kind of homeless. I'm traveling in the US. all because of a promise I made to myself in the 2-year plan that I made back in college. It's something I hold dear to myself, and I'm proud of myself for sticking to it. Maybe in a future video I can explain my 2-year plan in more detail if that's something y'all would want. Just let me know in the comment section. And just between us though, the longer I prolong my travels, the closer and closer I get to being the bad kind of homeless. But I'm into the bitter end, so I'm going to keep creating until I can't. Now, why does traveling and being homeless affect me creating and putting out more art? Well, in short, it doesn't. And that's something that I've learned. I've had to teach myself that the only one that stops me from getting and doing the things that I want is me. Could I have put out art sooner? Sure. But I was spending my time learning, rediscovering why I create, and gaining the kind of life experience that could really humble a guy. And for that, I am grateful. I'm glad that I'm here for you guys, and I hope that I won't be in the way of me when it comes to making great stuff for you. And if I ever find myself in the way of me when it comes to doing the things I love and putting out stuff for you, I hope that I get a truly valuable lesson from it, and that it was worth getting in the way of me. I'm sure it always will be. With that, I'd like to conclude this episode of Storytime Sunday. Man, that was a really great story, Phillip. I'm glad you shared that with us. Also, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by this episode of Jimothy. It was a pleasure having you, and if you like this video, I encourage you to drop a like and subscribe so I can see you guys every week. Love ya, and have a great day. Don't melt, because a milkshake can wait. Home is where my heart is, I'm no longer heartless. Let's call it mansion, love resides in mobile mansions. I'm on the road like mobile homes on open freeways. I got open soul like open windows on the freeway. Won't close no doors, I doze off like the new bed. I'm playing home like youth on playdays. She built a home where I ain't had no home. She built a home where home just wasn't for me. I don't want no home if my heart don't feel like home. I'll go heartless if I stay. I got something great ahead.